Welcome to No Silver Spoons, the podcast that tells it like it is when it comes to leadership, business, and building something real. Now in its third season, this show is hosted by Sarah Beth Herman, a 5-time CEO who's built 5 personal brands, making over 8 figures while staying for the communities she served. Why no silver spoons? Because in leadership, no one hands you success on a platter. There's no shortcut, no easy pass, and definitely no silver spoon. It takes grit, intentionality, and showing up as the core version of you. This podcast is about what happens when you put in the work and take ownership of your path. When you decide to build it step by step, no excuses. Every week, you'll get tools, stories, and fresh perspectives to keep you moving toward the results you want. You'll walk away with clarity and focus on what actually moves the needle without the fluff. And with Sarah Beth's sharp insight, infectious energy, and no-nonsense approach, you'll remember why you're here: to lead, to grow, and to make it happen. So buckle up. This isn't just another podcast. This is No Silver Spoons. Let's get to work. Now, here's your host, Sarah Beth Herman.
Welcome back to this episode of No Silver Spoons. My name is Sarah Beth Herman, and I am your host. And today's episode, I want to talk about what it means to work with high-ticket clients. I know that you are just like me. And when you start a business, you want people to pay you the most money you could possibly be paid for something. You want to be that person that people are willing to give the dollars to. But I have to say that if you want a high-ticket client, you've got to first understand what it actually takes to serve a high-ticket client. You can't treat a $100 client or patient or customer the same way that you treat a $10,000 client, patient, or customer, and even $100,000. And maybe you're thinking already that there's no way anyone's going to pay me anything more than $100. Or maybe you're thinking there's never a client that's going to pay me more than $10,000 or more than $100,000. It just doesn't work that way. My business is completely different, and none of this will work for me. Well, then I'll say it right now. This episode is for you to unblock your money stuckness. And I guess that's the best way I can explain it. It's money stuckness. High net worth clients, they think differently. They spend differently, and they expect differently. And if you don't understand that piece, you will never break into the markets that you want to be in. Today, I'm going to talk about what it really means to serve high-ticket clients, how to position yourself for that level of success, and how to manage high-profile business relationships like a pro, because you've got to step into that field. And trust me, this isn't just for coaches or consultants or maybe even high-income earning professionals. This applies across all industries. So whether you're a dentist that's doing $20, $30, $50, $100,000 cases, or a med spa offering $1,000, $10,000, $5,000 treatments, or even a hairstylist who charges $4,000 for extensions, and yes, that's really a real thing, here is the strategy behind attracting and retaining high-ticket clients. Let's break it down. What first defines a high-ticket client? So high-ticket clients aren't just people with money. They're people who expect value, people who demand professionalism, and who are paying more than for just a service. They're paying for an entire experience that they want to have. And so the key differences between just your average blue-collar client and those high-ticket clients is that a $100 client will micromanage you. They're going to ask for discounts. They're going to nitpick every little thing, and you're going to see them post review after review. You're going to see them try to find a way to get the least dollar amount spent. Now, I'm not saying high-ticket clients don't also want a deal and they don't want to conserve and save their money and invest their money in proper places, but your $100 client is much different. They are honestly the most challenging client. Now, don't get me wrong. I've had my fair share of high-ticket clients that have given me a run for my money and made my life so challenging. But I want you to understand some key differences here. Your $10,000 client, your $50,000 client, They trust your expertise. They often pay up front and they expect a flawless experience. You are not selling a product or service. You are selling confidence. You are selling security, and you are selling results. That's why your approach has to be different. Now, for me, when I work with people, I like somebody who can make it happen and make it happen quick. The other day, I was scheduling an appointment with someone I was referred to. Now, the type of appointment doesn't matter, because here's how the conversation went. A friend of mine referred me to this professional. She immediately started out the gate with the fact that she charges X dollar amount for X service. I said, fine, I don't care how much it costs. I was told you're the best. How do I get in to see you? She said, well, you have to give me a deposit. Perfect. Send me the link. I paid the link. How do I get on your schedule? Now that you've paid your deposit, I can schedule you. I'm only available this date, this date. Great. I'll get on your schedule now. If you have something open up earlier, I'll go ahead and schedule that. Just reach out to me. I can make my schedule work. I want blank service and I want it by the best. All I cared about was how to get on her schedule because there's no one better than her. And in a matter of 45 seconds, I had paid her required deposit. I was on her schedule. She did send me information about it being non-refundable and all the different things. What I learned most about my interaction with her is that she doesn't understand how valued she is. Because she wanted me to know without a doubt that I wasn't going to get my money back. I was going to pay a high fee to have the service done by her, and that there were other options that were more cost effective. Now, for me as a high ticket client, I just want the best. I want to know I'm going to the best. I don't care how much it costs. And I want to know that I'm going to get the results because I believe in buy once, cry once. Because if I have to keep coming back for something, getting terrible service after terrible service, it's not going to work for me. So I've got to know that I'm getting the best. And that I guess brings me to my next topic here. Are you actually ready to attract the high ticket client that you're crying for right now? Because a few days ago, somebody asked me about launching a luxury brand. They wanted my honest opinion. And I told them, you're working in a space that isn't conducive to high net worth clients. It doesn't have the look. I don't walk in and feel like I'm in a luxury space. What do I mean by that? Well, when I walk in, there's barely anybody in there. The furniture is very low quality. The people that are working in there don't give off the vibe of luxury. They give off the vibe of, I just kind of rolled out of bed and I'm here working. Now, this isn't an insult to the person who asked me the question. It's just, what are you looking for? What is the experience? A long time ago, I was mentoring and coaching dental practices. And I had met with a specific dentist who said, I know that my staff doesn't care about my business because 3 weeks ago, I put a cotton ball in the corner and I came back today and the cotton ball is still there. And the cotton ball story is probably something that happens a lot in the business that you run. I go to plenty of people that service one or two things for me or provide some sort of product for me that they aren't high end. They're not luxury places, but I'm loyal to people and I appreciate when someone does a great job. Some of those places are filthy dirty. They don't think about what the actual consumer is going to spend. They don't think about creating a value experience. If you want a luxury brand, your visuals and your branding, they've got to be elevated. You have to showcase a full-on elevated experience from how clean you are personally to how clean your space is to what it screams when someone walks in. Your process needs to feel exclusive. That means how you talk to the person in your chair. Now, if you are talking about a bad experience with somebody you had, if you're gossiping about another provider, if anything is not directed towards just the person in front of you, they are immediately going to think that this is what you do with everyone. This isn't an exclusive experience. Now, if you let them do all the talking, If you give them the platform to speak on, if you're only speaking to them, about them, for them, it's a totally different experience. Your client's experience must be flawless. Are you dropping things? Does it smell nice? Is your chair rickety? Is your computer dusty? Is the door clean? What does it look like when you greet me? How do I know that I'm coming in to see someone and that they're going to greet me in a specific way? Am I lost when I walk in the front door? Does everything look faced? What does your checklist look like to attract high-ticket clients? If your business doesn't look and feel premium, high-ticket clients won't take you seriously. It's not about faking it. It's about becoming the person who serves at that level. You don't need to have $1 million to look like $1 million. You can still thrift all of your clothes. You don't have to be rich to be classy. 4 months ago, I was talking with a branding specialist, and she said, Sarah Beth, I want more clients just like you. Her big question was, how do I get people willing to pay me $5,000 or $10,000 for what I offer? My first question back to her was simple. Has anyone paid you that amount yet? Proof of concept is everything. If no one has paid you what you want to charge, you need to ask, do they see the value in what I'm offering? Have I articulated that? And the reality is it's not always about having a lot of bullet points of what you offer. It's mostly about the results that you're going to give them. And can they see what that actually is? You see, because we are so blocked by money and what we have experienced in our own path, we respond and share with everyone how we do business based on what our objections would be for something. But we're not considering what it looks like to work with a high-ticket person. High-ticket pricing isn't about slapping a big number on your service. It's about actually demonstrating why it's worth that number. Can that be seen? Is that understood? Everything when you work with the psychology of someone in sales comes down to 3 things: time, fear, money. You have to understand when you're building a luxury brand, how are you alleviating all 3 of those items, time, fear, and money? Because you are going to be approached by someone and interacting with someone at any one of those buckets at some point in your sales process. The bottom line is that people will pay more, but you can't block your own success by bringing your own limiting beliefs about money into your pricing. So let's go back to my conversation with that dentist that I talked about just a few moments ago. This is the part where you really learn to see your business through your client's eyes. So that cotton ball story. He came back 3 weeks later and it was still there. 3 weeks. Nobody noticed. But you know who did notice it that he wasn't even thinking about? Every patient who sat in that operatory. I want you to think about that in your business. What does your space look like to the person who's paying you? So let me ask you the questions again. Is your merchandise faced properly? Do you think that matters? Is your countertop dusty? Is it easy to be greeted in your business? Are there papers crumpled up, disorganized, messy? Are there signs that are made of paper or written on a chalkboard that are smeared or a water droplet? Are there dead plants? Are there corners that need to be swept out? Is it easy to buy from you? I want you to think about this as you're listening today. If a high-ticket client walked into your space right now, would they feel like they were about to make a $5,000 purchase? They feel like they were about to make a $20,000 purchase. Luxury isn't just about branding, though that has a huge piece in it. It's more about flawless presentation, ease of service, and confidence. If you want someone to invest high-ticket money with you, you need to make their experience feel worth it. What all does it look like to work with you? Let's talk about managing those high-profile business relationships. So what happens once you actually land a high-ticket client? Managing those relationships is an entirely different game. High-ticket clients expect premium communication. They don't want vague answers. They don't want delays. They want instant information, and they want it now so that they're good to go. They want fast problem solving. If something goes wrong, fix it before they even know it's an issue. Here's a great example. I had a client who needed me to file all of her information to register her business. EIN, her business registration, her trademark, all the things. I went to go file her EIN and I realized there was a typo, but it was too late and you can't go back and edit. You can't call the IRS to edit it. You just need to file a new one. Now, I could have sent her the first one and said, hey, just so you know, I'm going to redo this later, but here's the initial one to get you started. No. I waited till the next day. I filed it. Spelling's correct. Everything's good. She got a new EIN. She's good to go. Sent it over to her. She's done. She doesn't need to know about all the issues. She's high level. She's high ticket. She's got to see that we move quickly. We move swiftly. This is how it works. We don't think through it a million times and apologize for all these wrongdoings. No. We fix it and we get it done. We need to be results driven. So when you are working with a high profile business relationship and really trying to foster what that looks like, you have to realize that that person is paying for outcome, not effort. Doesn't matter how hard you work. Doesn't matter what you did to get there. Doesn't matter how many hours you had to work or what it took to get there or all the things that you're thinking. It just matters what happened at the end. That's it. Nothing else. I want you to step into the high ticket space. I want you to get there now. I want you to realize that there's no time like the present for you to shift your mindset and step into where you were called to go, because everybody is willing to pay. And if you think that I'm full of crap and that I'm not telling you the truth in any way, think about when people buy houses. Do they buy $100 houses or do they buy hundreds of thousands of dollars houses or millions of dollar houses? When they buy cars, are they always buying a $500 car, or is the average cost of a vehicle between $35,000 and $55,000 for your average blue-collar worker? If you think people aren't spending money, think about the average income in your area, in the town you live in. Go look it up. What is it? If you think people aren't spending money on things, how much is it for someone to get their nails done these days? What happens if someone needs new tires for their car? Do you think they're just not buying them? Tires could be anywhere from $500 to $10,000, depending on what kind of tires we're talking about. Maybe even more. People are willing to spend money if they know that they have to do it to get the best result. The truth is that high ticket clients will always exist and they will always pay more when they see value. And the only true question is here, are you positioning yourself for them? If you want to charge $5,000, your business must look and feel worth $5,000. If you want people to invest in you, you have to invest in yourself first. Stop blocking yourself from success because of your own thoughts about money. People will pay high ticket, but only when you make them feel like they should. Your That's Good moment for today's episode. High ticket clients, they expect a premium experience, and you can't treat them like $100 clients. Your business needs to look and feel the part. What does your customer, client, patient, consumer actually see? And 3, you must prove your value before you raise your rate. If this episode resonated with you, send me a DM on Instagram. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, like, review, and share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. If you are having an upcoming sales meeting, team meeting, manager meeting with your team, and you need someone there to help you articulate where you want your business to go, let me know. Connect with me at hey@sarahbethherman.com. I'd love to chat with you and speak at your next event. I do public speaking all over the United States, and I'm happy to come help grow your brand and business. If you'd rather me come virtually to connect with you and speak at your next event, I'm also happy to be there for you. Coaching and getting you and your business where you were always called to be and meant to be is a lifelong passion of mine. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of No Silver Spoons. I'll catch you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us in another episode of No Silver Spoons, powered by Dentistry Support. Remember, success doesn't come with shortcuts, and leadership doesn't come with a silver spoon. It's built on hard work, intentional action, and the decision you make every day to keep moving forward. If you're ready to connect or join the conversation, text us using the link in the show notes or visit sarahbethherman.com for more. And while you're there, don't miss our digital library, packed with tools to help you keep growing and leading with purpose. Keep showing up, keep doing the work, and know this, you've got everything it takes. We'll see you next time on No Silver Spoons.